Okay, we're taking it from the top, and it looks like we got it working. So let's kick off the gameplay section of our programming. But yeah, feel free to let me know if there's any audio issues, any sort of audio balance issues. I am happy to tweak as necessary. All right, and our run is starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, am I going to get Content ID flagged for this? Oh, so the plan for the route, I'm going to go ahead and be explaining all of this once we get to character creation, but hang tight and I'll get back to you on that.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
Thanks for the narration, Ron Perlman. Much appreciated.
Got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You know, it's a bold choice to start at a game by getting shot in the head by Chandler Bing, but Fallout New Vegas just goes like that. He ain't a fink, dig? Whew. What a cool intro sequence. All the DLC notifications. Get ready for clicking through pop-up windows. It's that time of the run. Oh, we'll get to Zachary Levi later. Don't you worry, Jackie.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
Let's see. Well, I'm on the naming screen. Let's just... Oh. Let's talk about the run. So in this run, I do want to show as much cool things about the game as possible. Sometimes I might do a quest one way, maybe I'll reload and do the quest another way, because the game is sort of written in a way where there are so many interesting branching paths. So you can really approach a lot of the conflicts in the game from any sort of direction. As far as route goes, I'm going to be doing a Mr. House run this time around. And for a character, I'm thinking sort of like a Vegas type, kind of a cowboy type, high luck, high intelligence, high speech, and low charisma, but we'll get to that in a second. But that's sort of what I'm imagining for this run.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
All right. Judging by our starting gentleman over here, you might have noticed that it's a little bit hard to get human-looking characters out of the Fallout character creator, but I'm going to give it my level best. Oh, and while we're doing this, a quick note on mods. I do have a couple of mods installed, but by and large, they are all quality of life improvement mods. I want this as close as a vanilla plus sort of experience possible, so I haven't done any texture replacers, I haven't done any new weapons, new outfits, new quests. What you're seeing is very much what you can get out of Fallout New Vegas, and just sort of how cool it comes out right out of the box. But yeah, I can share a full mod list in the chat later on. But that's kind of the flavor we're going for here. And that Gamebryo engine. Kept kicking since Morrowind, and it's only a little bit let us down since. Okay, this preset isn't awful. Let's see what we can get, though. No, not really. Not quite. I think we might be best off with the first preset. I've always found it helpful in character creators to slap on the hair and the eyebrows to begin with, and then we can work our way backwards to get a face that matches the look. I will say, though, that Fallout New Vegas has a lot more hair options than Fallout 3 did, which was very welcome. But this game also came out 10 years ago, and it shows a little, but it also has more character customization options than Cyberpunk 2077. So I'll put 1 point in its column right here. Okay. Maybe something better up here. You know, I've seen better undercuts, though. Decisions. Let's just go here. Seductress is fine by me for now. Hair color. In the immortal words of Strong Bad Emails, you gotta have blue hair. Let's take some of that purple away, though. I know, the apocalyptic hairstyles. It could be like cool punk stuff, but outside of like the two side mohawks, it's like, okay, we have radiation poisoning balding or buzz cut. Take your pick. Okay. That's looking a little bit Sonic the Hedgehog. Maybe we should leave some of that green in there. Well said, Jackie. Alright, I think that's a good hair color. Oh, I know, right? Alright. We'll go back and tweak some face stuff. I don't want to spend the whole stream on character creation, but... Alright, the 4 eye colors. Green, blue, hazel, or dark brown. I am deeply intimidated by all of these sliders. Character creators really having me like, what do normal human foreheads look like? Am I creating a monster? You know, I think I'm mostly fine with everything, but maybe the jawline could be a little different. Let's see. Give a little bit of a stronger chin there. And we're just going to bring it up a little bit. You know, I'm happy with that. I'm also happy to be moving on from our good friend the Reflectron here. And we are good.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay, no sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on.
Ugh, head rush.
Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that Vigor Tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
I'll beat you there.
Ooh, looking good so far.
I win.
Go ahead and give the Vigor Tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
The Vitomatic Vigor Tester. Honestly, one of the most fun ways to pick a stat in any RPG, I feel. Now, strength will tell you how easily a cowboy totes a saddle and those bigger firearms, or how much help he's gonna be for you in a saloon brawl. We're going to leave this over at Average Joe for now. Don't really need too high of strength stat unless you're addicted to carry weight or doing melee. And I'm thinking I'll stick towards revolvers for this run, so we're going to leave it low. Perception. A perceptive cowboy always knows when there's a lit stick of dynamite nearby, or when a varmin's sneaking up on him. Let's drop this down from wary trout down to unsuspecting trout. Usually this affects things like weapon accuracy, compass range, but really the only thing you really feel for is the accuracy. And even then it's a little bit negligible. You don't have to worry too much about perception. Endurance, it's good to have a decent amount of it. Oh, I didn't do the cowboy reading. Apologies. You can keep a good cowboy down, not if he's the enduring type, and not if he's got a 6-shooter the size of all tarnation. Yes. Oh yeah, basically dead. On a scale of unstoppable to basically dead, I think I rank at a solid... Let's go with hardy. Crumbly. Do not bend. Oh, stain resistant number 5. These are so good. I haven't really been paying attention to all the names on the side. Now you'll find that there are some smooth-talking cowboys out there that got themselves a voice that sounds like an angel's harmonica. Now, I know I said we want a high-speech character, but we are going to take our charisma and knock it all the way down to misanthrope. Why? Well, charisma determines the starting value of some of your stats, like speech and barter. It does not mean that those have to stay low forever. Likewise, the only perks that affect charisma, or are determined by charisma, are companion perks, some perks that have to do with the prices of some items. It's all a bunch of stuff that you really don't need. And let me tell you, if you're looking for a stat that'll make you roll in those bottle caps, it's not going to be charisma. It'll be luck, and we'll get there later on. Oh, I know, right? I'm feeling pretty misanthrope. Maybe creepy Undertaker on a good way, huh? Intelligence. Conversely, we're going to knock intelligence all the way up to 9 and leave it there. Intelligence is basically a must-have skill because it determines how many skill points you get every time you level up. More skill points means higher stats, which will overcome some of our lower special values for later. I only knock it down to knock it up to 9 instead of the full 10 because we can get implants later on. That'll give us the extra 1. Agility is good to take all the way up to 7. That'll give you some really good VATS perks for later on. And does a lot to do with critical builds. You know, when a fella is in a gunfight and shoots the other guy 6 times before they can get off a shot, it's 'cause that fella is agile. And last but not least, we have luck. Some folks claim not to believe in luck, but when they lose in a duel, you'll hear them say, "That lucky son of a gun!" Now luck, just like... Ooh, I have to do some fiddling around at the end, because I want to take us all the way up to 21 leaf clover here. Luck run is viable for 2 reasons. 1, critical hits are very good. Crits feel nice. And there are some specific pistols later in the game that give you a bonus on that critical damage and chance. The other reason why luck is good is, well, this is New Vegas. Finds that it's helpful to have Lady Luck smiling on you. The main thing that Luck 9 or Luck 10 does is make you break blackjack odds, 100% nearly in your favor. You will take every single casino in the game for all that it is worth, and you will never worry about caps a day in your life. But we will get there a lot later. There's a long road to New Vegas yet. Let's see. I think I am fine knocking our endurance back down to 5 if it means knocking our luck back up to 9. So, here's our build for the run. Pretty middling here. 1 in charisma doesn't matter. And high intelligence, agility, and luck.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage.
Thanks,
Well,
Doc
we know
Mitchell.
your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a big one to drop.
Doc
What do
Mitchell
you
is
say
so
you
nice.
sit on my couch and we go through a couple of questions. See if your dogs are still barking.
The main reason he's so nice is he does not consider taking anything from his house stealing, so naturally he can take almost everything in his house. Grab the doctor's bag. And there are a couple of items in here that introduce you to the concept of skill checks, like this broken 9mm submachine gun. Normally it's useless, but if you have repairer 25 or greater, you can repair it and put it right in your pocket. We're going to take some sunset sarsaparillas as well. They're great healing items. And moving on to this chem set. There appears to be enough chemical components available to create a small quantity of chems, assuming one has the knowledge to do such a thing, which we do. Let's get some stim packs for healing. And we're going to move around the corner over to the couch.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Cat, feed, newspaper, train, kick, dinner. Let's go with feed dog. House, shelter, burglarize, renovate, target, investment, demolish. Not pictured, replaced with avocado toast. Let's see. We're gonna go with, let's shelter.
Night.
Campfire, dream, shroud, sleep, treasure, silencer. Let's gather around that old campfire, y'all.
Enemy.
Bribe, crush, stab, Swiss cheese, vaporize, or reasonable. To crush your enemies,
Light.
see them driven before you. Alright. Light, dark, heavy, beam, flash, inspiration, torch. Light is flash. Mother. Caretaker, jeans, cookie jar, tantrum, tattle, regret, human shield. Let's take that back to caretaker.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Let's go with disagree.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Well, I think I get by with a little help from my friends, so I'm gonna have to disagree
I'm
again.
always fixing to be the center of attention.
I don't think I would have a Twitch stream if I didn't.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Let's go with the big
I
no.
charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
A broken chain, a chemical reaction, a shadow in a door frame, an oozing wound, an angry two-headed ant. You know, I think it's that one. What do you think, guys? Yeah, let's go with ant.
Okay. How about this one?
Ant-Man. I see a priceless work of art. It's some piece of space-age technology. A ship at sea. I'm too embarrassed to say what it looks like. Ooh. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Caesar's Legion Soldier. Good to have you on board. All right, I see a priceless work of art. Oh,
Last one.
thanks so much, Jackie, for the follow. Last one. A light in the darkness, a bearded man, a mushroom cloud, a head on a pillow, and, unfortunately, unlisted here, kind of looks like two bears high-fiving. What do you think? Two bears high-fiving! If only. We'll run into them in the DLC, though, don't worry. Let's see, we're gonna go with a light in the darkness.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
And we are going to ignore all those lovingly hand-picked tag skills, because we can do better than that. So I'm going to throw my tags into, let's see, we're going to do guns, we are going to tag speech, and we are going to tag barter. That way, they instantly recover from being some of our dump stats to some of our best stats. I'm also going to want to knock up repair along the way to keep our guns in good condition. Keep lockpick and science going up so we can hack and we can lockpick. And then I always miss some melee options, so I might dump a few into melee weapons way later on, just so we can use some knives or something. But I think these are good for tag skills.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Well, only on my mother's side. Okay, traits. Traits are just really fun options in character creation. They let you take a downside for a potential upside. It makes runs very interesting, very fresh compared to one another. We have things like Four Eyes, where you have +1 perception if you're wearing glasses, but if you lose your glasses, you're at a permanent -1 perception instead. And then we even have things like Small Frame. You have higher agility, but your limbs are more easily crippled. And one that, ooh, I'm tempted to pick it. It's Wild Wasteland. Wild Wasteland unleashes the most bizarre and silly elements of post-apocalyptic America, not for the faint of heart or serious of temperament. And lets those pop culture references run wild just a little bit in some places around the game. And honestly, you know, I was about to tell you how to exactly min-max the trait system, but I'm just going to go ahead and do Wild Wasteland for this run. It's a lot more exciting and more engaging for the stream than +5 in all of your stats. But the other one we're going to go ahead and pick out right now is Good-Natured. You're good-natured at heart, more prone to solving problems with your mind rather than violence. You gain +5 to barter, medicine, repair, science, and speech, but have -5 to energy weapons, explosive, guns, melee weapons, and unarmed. Now, one might be thinking, it's kind of a trade-off, you lose 5 on all of your combat stats. But, in all likelihood, you are going to be using 2 of those stats at maximum. You are just not going to class in every single weapon type in the entire game, but conversely, you will be using barter, medicine, repair, science, and speech in every playthrough all the time. So we're just going to go with that. It's just an incredible deal in character creation.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Okay. You'll notice one of the mods I have is this arrow pointer mod that'll point you to a quest objective. It's a little bit intrusive. Let's see, maybe I'll see if there's a toggle. Oh, MCM's not working. I'll do that on the back end between streams.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip.
That is
Well,
very
if
true.
you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Was my wife's. I think she was about your size, and she hardly wore it after we left the vault. Felt it was too brazen.
As you know, there is nothing more scandalous and sultry than a full-body pair of coveralls. Well, thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
You know, I will do my best, but no guarantees, Doc Mitchell. We could do hardcore mode, but I feel like hardcore mode would mostly involve you guys watching as I broke all my limbs, ate a bunch of food by chomping on menu items. It's nice if you like that sort of thing, but I think we will leave it off for now. Alright, let's do some quick equipping before we leave the vault. Also, you'll notice the only cosmetic mod I have, replacing the old Pip Boy 3000 with something a little more stylistic, let's say. The one thing to come out of Fallout 76 that was halfway good. The Pip Boy from that game. Very good status menu. We're going to go ahead and go to our items. Blah, blah, blah. Weapons have damage, skill requirements, etc., etc. If it's relevant, I will go over it. Oh, we take a sip of our trusty canteen. Get used to that message. It's nice for hardcore mode, because having the Vault 13 canteen from the pre-order bonuses, your character will occasionally sip from the canteen and get their thirst restored passively. It just says that whether you like it or not, though. Alright, let's throw on our good old weathered 10mm pistol. We'll throw on some lightweight leather armor. And wow. We're looking like we came out of an RPG circa 2010, but it is okay. And yes, it is, Shannon. You know, one would say that a better Pip Boy isn't necessarily a quality of life mod, but the quality of my life is much better for having it. The sun. The DLC pop-ups. My level cap has been raised by 5. Also, God, it hurts me to let you all know that we will unfortunately not be able to turn on Radio New Vegas for the duration of the run. Thanks, DMCA and YouTube or Twitch copyright laws. More pop-ups. But if you get the chance, do go ahead and Google search Radio New Vegas. It is quite the playlist, and fun fact, they are actually able to get Wayne Newton himself, Mr. Las Vegas in real life, to be the radio jockey for the whole thing. It is worth a listen. Oh, and the last DLC, level cap has been raised by 5. Oh yes, Open offer, Jackie. We're going to hold you to that. I'm going to move my mic up just a little bit, so I'm not dipping into the side of the... Did the game crash? Please. Please, we just started playing. Ooh, and I'll have to look into those public domain playlists. That is a crashed game, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Put 1 on the Bethesda Games crashing counter. Well, to be fair, this is an Obsidian game, but the development was particularly torturous. An 18-month deadline for the entire game. And not only was it on a pretty buggy system from Fallout 3, they really didn't get too much time to QA test the game as well. As a result, it's honestly a bit of a miracle the game came together as well as it did. Of course, I have some just community-made patches running under the hood to add some extra stability, but we might run into some crashes from time to time. It might just unfortunately be the law of this game. The law of life. Oh yeah, absolutely you still get to blame Bethesda. Ooh, and y'all have probably heard about the pop-ups again. And y'all have probably already heard about this aspect of Fallout New Vegas's development. But Bethesda, in their infinite wisdom, thought it would be a wonderful idea to tie the developers' bonuses into the Metacritic score, of all things, where they only received the full bonus if the game received an 80 at least in Metacritic. Fallout New Vegas got a 79 in Metacritic. Ooh, I did play Outer Worlds. I still need to finish it, but God, what a return to form. It is a really incredible RPG, and I like it for a lot of the reasons I like this. But, hello, robot friend, where are you going? Ah. Victor.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Thanks for taking me out of that grave.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
You know you're in a good game when it kicks off with meeting a robot cowboy as the first NPC after you leave the starting zone. How did you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
Do you know who those men were who attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
You know, how did you end up in Good Springs?
I moseyed into town, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
Well, you know, I've never seen a robot like you before.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
Goodbye.
Happy trails!
See you later, Victor. Ah, what a gem. Now let's drop by the Prospector Saloon. Wet our whistle. Introduce ourselves to the town. Easy Pete, you've been eaten by a tumbleweed, sir. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah. Wah! Ah! I pressed a button. Now we're in bullet time. Ugh. There we go. X bullet time. Cool. A mod does that, and I did not know it did. Easy Pete, sir.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
Do you know anything about the people who attacked me?
The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say.
Why are you called Easy Pete? I was expecting maybe Medium Pete. Hard Pete? Dark Souls Pete?
Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners.
NCR, you say? You were a prospector, like digging for gold and silver?
Nah. Means I poked through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it.
Do you ever find anything good while prospecting?
Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out.
You mentioned the NCR. Well, what's wrong with the NCR?
Don't get me wrong. The NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Goodsprings and Prim don't stay independent for long. Not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away.
Interesting. You see, this is something that I love about New Vegas in general. You can talk to so many different NPCs a lot, and you really get to learn things about the world organically through these conversations that you might not learn until much later on down the line. So just by talking to our friend Easy Pete here, we get a picture that there's a foreign power that's sweeping in through the Nevada territory, and that they are keeping off an enemy force that might be worse than them. But tell me about the Legion, speaking of them.
They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them.
Keep an eye out. But what's so important about Hoover Dam?
The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory.
What do you use the Bighorners for?
Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered.
Do you know anything about Victor?
The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be.
He's a good boy, that Victor.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
See you later, Easy Pete. I should really stop pointing my gun at people when I'm trying to just chat with them. Holster that. Let's head on into the Prospector.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
You know, Doc Mitchell said you can teach me to survive in the desert.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Oh, I forgot that immediately starts the quest. Oh well. Ah! They're gonna flag me for content ID for sure. No radio. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to have to do this. Heartaches by the number. Forgive me. Okay. We are in a more ominous sounding bar than we were 5 seconds previously. Ah, Sunny smiles. I love her. She's great. Ooh. Love that dog running animation. You, unfortunately, cannot pet the dog in New Vegas. But let's take a moment and pretend. Oh, who's a good girl?
See the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Let's aim and chow.
Good idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla.
That's exactly why I came here.
Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway.
Sarsaparilla bottles killed my family.
Why don't you come along?
No. Okay, I'm in.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
Whoop. Now let's just keep using the varmint rifle just because ammunition for it is free and we're not really going against any too tough enemies. Let's see, is the sprint mod map to yes? So Fallout New Vegas doesn't normally have sprinting, but a mod adds it in. It's pretty nice and pretty seamless too. Also, the dynamic crosshairs are another quality of life improvement brought by the Just Some Mods pack, which include things like Just a Sprint mod and Just a Crosshairs mod. Yeah, low conditions on weapon really does affect their effectiveness, damage, projectile spread. It's a cool system. And definitely gets a lot easier to manage when you have a higher repair skill, too.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way.
Here's the part of the game where they tutorialize stealth mechanics. But when did I need any tutorials? From hell's heart I stab at thee! Oh, that was neat. Wow. The bullet time gives you some percentage chances, just like in VATS. Ooh, kill cams, too. Let's see. Give me gecko meat, gecko hide. Oh, another mod. This mod adds a Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 style quick menu for easy looting. Normally in the base game you'd have to like interact to open, check the gecko's inventory, get everything you need, exit the window, and you have to do that for everything you loot, but that keeps it nice and quick. We have defeated the most deadly enemies in the Mojave Wasteland, 2 geckos, and we return.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along.
They said we were crazy. But we said that we would take on 2 geckos and do the other things, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Let's do some more tutorial.
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me.
Now the reason why I do that is there's trouble in Gecko Paradise. Over here, we have a water pump We have more geckos. Let's deal with them now. Whoop. Reloading. Up. Timeout. And by timeout, I mean the VATS targeting system. You get to use your AP over in this meter on the right, and you get to send some targeted shots. Kind of tries to maintain some of the turn-based goodness from the original Fallout games for the PC. There we go. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation. But the main thing we need to keep an eye on is... Wait. Oh, there she is! There's a settler being attacked by geckos. Okay, let's use that bullet time mod. Time is really of the essence here, because she can die. Oh, where did my gun go? Bethesda! Give me my rifle back! Okay, let's just toss this bad boy on.
There's too many!
There's literally one! I guess one is too many, huh? You okay there, Chief?
Holy moly. If you hadn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure. I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
Reputation! So, broke is karma systems in games. Woke is reputation systems in games. You see, no one has a magic moralityometer that they can tell if you're a good person or a bad person. Factions hold you in different esteems based on the things that you do for them. Good Springs is your first faction and probably introduction to the system. Good reputation is great. It opens up new quest lines, new pathways in quest lines. Usually has some kind of discount related to high reputation. And you can only get the highest reputation in Good Springs if you go this far in the tutorial and save this person's life. So that's why I've done it. I don't really need the tutorial per se. Walk it off. You'll be fine. Put a band-aid on it. Let's see. Gecko meat. Gecko hide. Give me that. Yellow.
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land.
Ooh,
making
I
useful
don't
things for
know
yourself.
it.
Interested?
Well, I guess I know the answer to that question. If your reputation is as low as it can go, you will be shot on sight. So I think it precludes any sort of vendoring or... I can't talk today, I'm so sorry. Buying from a vendor of an enemy faction would be the least of your concerns in that case. No need to worry. But no thanks, I got it covered from here.
Okay, say no more. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
So we're headed back to talk to Trudy. Oh, Cheyenne. I will say, though, I found out the hard way one playthrough that Sunny Smiles has special dialogue if Cheyenne dies during the encounter with the geckos. And immediately made me reload my save, because nothing is worse. It's okay, no dogs live on my watch. Speaking of characters living and dying, most Bethesda RPGs pick arbitrary, story-important characters to be functionally immortal. If you try to attack them, they will just fall down, stand back up, and forget that you were attacking them, just so you can continue the main quest, because they're very much written with certain NPCs in mind for the end game. Literally anyone and everyone in Fallout New Vegas is killable. And the only two unkillable characters in the entire game have very good reasons for why you can't. Because one is a robot, and the other is another robot inside a bulletproof box. This game is well written so that if any single major or minor character passes away, there is still a path forward to complete the game. Maybe not in the way that you expected, but still, you haven't reached a failed state at that point. Oh.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
Mm-hmm. You can have him. I didn't think he was a very good drummer in the first place. Hey, Joe Cobb.
What do you want?
What was that you said about Ringo?
He's some traitor who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town. Would serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo.
Ooh. Fun fact. You can indeed side with the Powder Gangers here and raise the entire starting town to the ground if you really wanted to. I don't want to, but it's cool that it's an option. Oh, this area is your territory?
It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots.
What were you in prison for? Also, thank you for the map marker, sir. Much
None
appreciated.
of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
Hold on. Streaming is thirsty work. Let me take a sip of this Baja Blast, please. Oh, this stream is sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss Gamers. We are not cutting straight north. There are very good reasons for those who don't know why you can't simply just walk to the big casino over there, north a ways, and those reasons are Deathclaws and Cazadors. There are some MLG pro gamer strats where you go through a specific canyon, sneak and get some of the best brass knuckles in the game, and then make a beeline straight north to New Vegas, skipping the entire first third of the game. But I don't want you guys to miss the first third of the game. There's some fun quests in there, some cool friends, some spaceships, and I just couldn't do that to you. Ooh, speech 20. I just need to know if I should watch my step around you.
Robbed some people, burned some things, killed a few guys.
Burned some trees, some sticks, some things, you know. Oh, what's been going on in the rest of the wasteland, Mr. Escaped Convict?
Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over Hoover Dam for some reason.
For some reason. It's almost as if you don't need limitless electricity and endless clean water. What do you know about the Legion?
I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the Legion. I hear they stick you up on poles and it takes a while to die.
Ah, yes, the sticking up on poles of Jesus Christ.
But I'll be staying out of their way.
Do you know anything about Hoover Dam?
Never been there since the NCR's got troops all over it. Must be pretty important.
Tell me about the NCR. You were imprisoned by them.
New California Republic. Nothing new about it. Just a bunch of people with money and power pushing everyone else around. They've got
sounds like republics. Am I right, gamers?
So it's pretty easy to avoid them if you want.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah.
Whoosh. Dean Domino, King of Swing, and his great orchestra. File that in the back pocket for a later day.
Hello. Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon.
Ah, San Francisco. Speaking of California, just this tiny chunk of the map towards the southeast is technically speaking still in California. We will cross the state line into Nevada a little bit down the line. You know the robot that rescued me. Oh. This is how you do it. Okay, so we're going to ask. I'm trying to track down the people who attacked me. Know anything about them?
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since.
Did my attackers say where they were going?
They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back.
Now, why is that?
That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
So, where were they headed?
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fella wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
And that's how you figure out that going north will kill you deader than dead. Thanks for the advice, Tracy. Trudy, sorry. Want me to take a look at your broken radio?
Sure. The outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world. And that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman.
He really is. Oh, I overheard your argument. What was that all
Looks
about?
like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
Where is Ringo now?
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill.
What are you gonna do?
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him.
Powder gangers?
Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
Never mind, I just want to talk about something else. Let's see. Do you know the robot that rescued me? I love Victor stories.
I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me.
Like, you don't like him?
It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy.
You really shouldn't look a gift robot cowboy in the mouth here. They are not a dime a dozen, you know. What does he actually do around here?
Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before.
Curious. 15 years and I'm the only person that robots helped, apparently. How long has he been in Good Springs?
It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was.
Never mind. Let's talk about something else. What happens if I help Ringo?
If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Good Springs. I'd even set you up with a discount. Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad, and they've got a lot of friends out there.
I don't need to imply that I help the powder gangers. Let's see, Good Springs, does it get many visitors?
Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
And we get a free map marker for Prim down the road. Apparently the next big city. Anything interesting going on in the rest of the wasteland?
There's always something interesting going on. But the biggest news has to be the coming dust-up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam.
Why do you think the NCR and the Legion both want the dam?
I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something.
Goodbye.
Be careful out there.
Alright, and we check out that broken radio. Repair of 20 is needed to give it a repair.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that.
Oh, hell. Hey, Jen! Thanks for joining. We're just getting ready to help Ringo out of Good Springs, and I just fixed Trudy's radio. Fixed your radio.
Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work.
That's it? Are you implying that I've done shoddy work?
Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this sort of thing. Here's some additional caps. That should be enough. Now, how about spending some of those caps in the saloon?
Show me what you have for sale, actually.
Got a special discount for you, after what you done for us.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that and a 50% discount. Can I close the deal today? Oh, thanks so much. I did a lot of tinkering to make them come together, and hopefully they're not blocking anything vital, but if they get a little too annoying, just let me know. Anything useful? You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and take your skill magazines. Skill magazines will give you a temporary plus 10 to the stat that they have relevant, and that is wonderful for some of the skill checks in the game where you might not have enough to quite clear it. And I think I will sell a lot of the bullets I don't plan on using. Let's sell... Let's see. How much caps do you have on you? Not too much more. Let's go over to miscellaneous. Sell some of those gecko hides.
Thanks.
See you later. Watch out for strangers.
Way too many strangers coming into town these days. No offense.
See, this guy gets it. And the game immediately crashes as I click to exit the building. Put another one on the counter, everyone. We're going to get right back in here. Too many. I have all the anti-crash mods installed too. This is really unfortunate. Okay. Let's just hope our last save wasn't from too early. But at the very least, we should just be back to the beginning of the... Oh. Actually. Where are we in our quest progress? Oh, Ghost Town gunfight. Wonderful. We didn't lose any process.
Hey.
Or progress, rather. Yeah, unfortunately, these absolutely were optimized for Windows 10. The community for Fallout New Vegas is surprisingly still active as far as the modding scene goes. So they're up-to-date ones. But, alas. Actually, let's... You know, I will save my trip to the Good Springs General Store for later, but I will access this Mojave Express Dropbox. Welcome to the Mojave Express! Mojave Express Dropboxes like this one can be used to deliver items to any Mojave Express Dropbox that you've discovered. Once you find a Mojave Express Dropbox, just activate it and you'll be able to use that location to send and receive items. Basically, if you're overloaded and you really just need to send a lot of gear from one place to another very quickly, you can go ahead and use those guys. But I will take the scrap electronics from the dumpster. It's a crafting material for later. But yeah, as far as tonight's stream goes, I think I will go ahead and finish the Ghost Town gunfight quest, and then we'll call it a little amuse-bouche for the game as a large. Game as a whole, rather.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
I heard Yellow Submarine, Ringo. I didn't like it very much. Well, not an enemy, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. What say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan? You know how to play?
Confession time. I have never learned how to play Caravan, and at this point, I am too afraid to ask. It's like, for Fallout New Vegas specifically, they developed a game called Caravan that's like Solitaire, but it's competitive and multiplayer, and it involves building a deck of playing cards. You know what? We can all learn together. You're right, Jackie. Maybe through the power of friendship and understanding hard games? We're going to try Caravan. What are the rules, buddy? I'm interested.
It's a two-player game, and the winner takes the whole pie. You build a caravan using the cards in your deck. The goal is to create caravan bids that beat your opponent's bids. So there's more strategy than luck involved. It's why you won't see Caravan in any casino. Too slow-paced. And more importantly, no house edge. Here, take this holotape. It goes into more specifics about the rules. You'll also need a deck, so take one of my spares. So, you feel like playing a game?
I don't have time for a game right now.
Right.
You didn't even give me a chance to read the rules.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. It's too dark. Is that inventory? Miscellaneous. How to play Oh, I have to read the whole thing? Oh boy. I hope you're ready for some exciting gamer content. Building a deck. Caravan decks are comprised of at least 30 cards for one or more traditional playing card sets. The deck may have any number of cards of any type that suits a player's strategy, although it cannot have duplicate cards from the same set. For example, a King of Spades from set A and a King of Spades from set B is acceptable, but more than one King of Spades from set A would be illegal. Caravan is played with two players building three opposing piles, or caravans, of numbered cards. The goal is to outbid your opponent's caravan with the highest value of numbered cards without being too light, under 21, or overburdened, over 26. The game begins with each player taking 8 cards from their deck and placing either one numerical card or ace on each caravan. Players may not discard during this initial round. Once both players have started their 3 caravans, each player may do one of the following on their turn. Number 1, play 1 card and draw a new card from his or her deck to their hand. 2, discard 1 card from their hand and draw a new card from his or her deck. Or 3, disband one of 3 caravans by removing all cards from that pile. Caravans have a direction, either ascending or descending numerically, and a suit. The suit is determined with the first card placed on a caravan, and the direction by the second. All subsequent cards must continue the numerical direction or match the suit of the previous card. Cards of the same numerical value cannot be played in sequence regardless of suit. Face cards can be attached to numeric cards in any caravan and affect them in mysterious, various, but they seem mysterious to me, ways. Card values. Joker, played against Ace, 2 to 10. Effects change based on whether it's an ace or a numbered card. See below. Multiple jokers can be played on the same card. Ace, value of 1. Jokers played on aces remove all other non-face cards of the ace's suit from the table, etc. Or example, a joker played on the ace of spades removes all spades except face cards and that card specifically from the table. 2 through 10, listed value. Jokers played on these cards remove all other cards of the same value from the table. Oh, sabak, Jackie? Jack played against ace, 210, removes that card along with any face cards attached to it. Queen played against ace, 2 through 10, reverses the current direction of the hand and changes the current suit of the hand. Multiple queens may be played on the same card. Oh, I'm not going to remember this 5 seconds from now. King played against ace, 210, adds the value of that card. Again, a king played on a 9 adds 9 to that hand. Multiple kings may be played on the same card for multiplicative effects. Example given, 4 plus king is 8, 4 plus 2 kings is 16. Winning, a player's caravan is considered sold when the value of its cards is over 20 and under 27. The other player may still outbid by increasing the value of their opponent pile while staying within the 21 through 26 range. When each of the 3 competing caravans have sold, the game is over. In the event that one of the 3 caravan values are tied between players, the game continues until all 3 caravans have sold. The player with 2 or more sales wins the pot. Okay, you remember all that, guys? Are we ready to play a children's card game?
What is it?
Let's play a hand of Caravan. I'm ready. Caravan players begin the game by establishing a mutual bet. There is only one betting phase per game. Since Caravan has its roots in merchant caravans, players are allowed to use any common currency available, regardless of its origins. Though bottle caps are common, players may also NCR dollars or Legion coins. Once a bet is established, players move on to deck building. I thought we already got a deck. Okay, let's auto match. I accept. To play Caravan, you must assemble a deck that consists of at least 30 cards. Cards may be found in the world or purchased from vendors. You may assemble any arrangement of cards, but certain deck compositions will have certain strengths and weaknesses against any given opponent. Once you have selected a satisfactory deck, you may proceed to gameplay. The interface will always remember the last Caravan deck you assembled, allowing for easy modification on subsequent games. Me too, Eric. We're gonna get through this together, okay? I'm just gonna take all of my cards. Oh, I have 54 cards and I have to pick 30? You know what? Jesus, take the wheel. I have a random deck. Let's play some Caravan. The first phase of Caravan play involves each player drawing 8 cards from the deck, blah blah blah. Oop. I guess I selected the 8 on accident. Oh, I can go up or down from 8. But, ooh. Let's see. How do I change what card I'm picking? Let's see, cancel. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can become the caravan masters of the Mojave Wasteland. You and I, Twitch chat. We'll do it together. But I'm going to play this 9. Oh no, I have to establish all 4 caravans then. Or all 3 rather. So we're just going to cancel that. Let's play out this 4. play out the 7. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. OBS is so small. I have to give you your proper due, my new follower. Hup. That helpful guy Dylan, thank you so much for the follow. I didn't need to have that anyways. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Can I play the 9 here? Yes. We're going to play that too. Jests from historic recollection. Can't say that I do, although remind me to tell you the story about Andrew Jackson getting his nose tweaked. Oh, Cure Magic Cal, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. All right. So, I don't have a 10 yet. I was hoping that we'd get one. But I think I might use... but then I might lose the jack as a bridge. Why? Oh, I can play jack on a card. I see. It does something. I forget what it does. Oh, I remove the card. Oh no! We're really in it now, guys. Oh, thank God. Got this 9. Okay. Right. Let's actually cancel that. I gonna have better than this 4, so we're gonna discard it. 2. That's not good enough. This intense caravan music. Jeez. Cancel. Thank you. Give me something else. Another ace. Oh, that's not helpful in the least. Let's discard this 9. Another 2. I don't know what I just did. That's a pretty good one, though. Definitely got a chuckle out of me. Okay. Okay. Let's see. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 9 is 25. I lose! Thanks for playing, everybody. Let's not do this again for a while.
What is it?
Anywho, that was fun. Did you know there's a man named Joe Cobb looking for you?
Yeah. He doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight.
In a ghost town gunfight, if you will. Why are the powder gangers out to get you, my friend?
My caravan was on the return trip from California and heading back to the company branch in New Vegas when we got jumped. Not even a drop your weapons and hands up before the bullets started flying. We put up a good fight, but there was too many of them. I took a few of the bandits down before I ran, so I figure their friends are out for revenge.
What are you gonna do about those powder gangers?
I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own.
Also, I'm just gonna say this now. I really hope you like Yuri Lowenthal as an actor, because you're gonna hear him a lot for the entire rest of the game. Oh, you need a hired gun? I'm available.
All I've got left on me are a handful of caps, but you get me out of this and I'll make sure the Crimson Caravan pays you back. You've got my word.
It'll have to do. What now?
We just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board...
Wink. I'll ask around and see who I can round up.
Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Patrolling the Mojave Wasteland sure makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Let's see, we'll take this Boxing Times magazine, take this doctor's bag. Yeast is incredibly useless. It is very heavy and worth not much of anything. Sunset sarsaparillas, though, we will take. And I could theoretically steal from him right now. Oh, look at that face. I wouldn't want to rob from that face. You're lucky. Yeah. Yuri Lowenthal, Liam O'Brien, and I think Laura Bailey's pulling up third for all the female characters. This game has a remarkable amount of celebrity voice cast, but I think that they kind of blew their budget there. And they had to hire 3 people for everyone else. Although I did hear that there was a mod that just came out recently that hired a bunch of semi-pro voice actors to voice a bunch of the other characters, specifically so you don't run into that problem. But I haven't played with it yet. But if we're asking for help, I have to go back and ask the one man who has unwittingly given me everything in his house. Doc Mitchell, please send help.
Welcome back. I had hoped you wouldn't need to come see me again so soon. What can I do for you?
I can ask him a lot of stuff. But because we're running low on time, let's go straight to need medical supplies. Oh, wait, no, that's buying medical supplies. Right, I need to talk to Sunny Smiles first before I can recruit anyone else. Look at me trying to sequence break already. I will take your buffalo gourd seeds, though, and your knife. And your magnum rounds. And your bobby pins. And your cram. And your chessboard. Goodbye. What? Doc Mitchell is the town dad and Easy Pete is town grandpa. And then Victor is my town son. My town precious boy. Alright, we'll follow the glowing quest. Oh, I can see my hands in the sprinting without a gun. Ma'am. Ugh. Stay out. I don't think Doc Mitchell's clothes are quite my size. Easy, Pete. How the hell are you? You gave me a heart attack.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer?
I need more men. Going to help Ringo take on the powder gangers. I might need your help.
Say no more. I'm in.
We might die horribly. Well, maybe not me.
That's inspiring. You may want to keep your optimism to yourself if you try to recruit anyone else. Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo, but I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well.
And then
Finally,
John
there's a good
Lennon,
chance we'll
Paul
follow up with
McCartney,
extra holes
and
in us.
George,
So if
last
Doc Mitchell could
name,
cough up some extra
get their
free
help
cash,
as well.
That'd be great.
Twitch, please don't laugh at me for not knowing Mr. George Beatles' last name. Thank you. How can I get Easy Pete's dynamite?
Easy Pete's pretty protective.
Thank
of
you,
his dynamite.
Jackie.
You'd have to convince him you know a thing or two about explosives before you handed it over.
Here's a cool thing that Fallout New Vegas does. In all of the Bethesda Fallout games, the only stat that's worth anything for convincing anyone of anything is speech. If you have high speech, you get the conversation options. Fallout New Vegas is different, and this quest shows you that in great effect, that you can convince people by showing that you're good at different things. If there's a medical question, if you have high medicine, you can have an answer that you can only get that way. Likewise, if you have a high gun stat, you can see people's, you can do better ballistic analysis if you were looking at a crime scene. It's really interesting how they'll pop up throughout the whole rest of the game. Let's see. I can ask you a lot of things, but I think I'm good to start. Trudy!
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right.
You should help me take down the Patter Gang. Bullets, explosions, a lot of fun.
I was planning on sitting this one out, but for...
Okay.
I'm with you. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this militia you're creating. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped. The general store probably has what we need in stock.
Whew. Okay. Goodbye.
Be careful out.
Oh, level up. Okay. I'm trying to remember if there's any early skill checks I might want to make. It is technically not worth it to dump explosives just to get Easy Pete's tasty dynamite stores. But we're gonna knock barter up to around 30. Same with speech. We are going to... Let's get lockpick going up. We won't be able to get to 25 for our first lockpick threshold, but we'll get there soon. More guns is good, just to keep up with my primary stat. Let's see, and I honestly don't mind. Yeah, let's knock the rest into guns. Everything else will benefit us later at brackets that we can't quite reach yet. And perks! You see, boring Fallout 3 only had a perk for bonus options for the opposite sex. But Fallout New Vegas has same-sex perks as well. You can be the bisexual slayer of the wastelands if you want to take 2 perks in both of those. God, I love New Vegas. Ugh. Let's see, rapid reload, 25% faster reload speed, retention, skill bonuses granted by magazine lasts 3 times as long, swift learner, 10% bonus to experience. I think now we're just going to take rapid reload. You can only take a perk every 2 levels, but usually they are much better perks on average than they were in Fallout 3, so it kind of evens out there. You're getting better quality perks, but you really have to pick a direction for your character to go in. I think it's pretty neat. And we're done. And now I'm going to quick save in case the game decides to kill itself as soon as we exit the saloon. Easy, Pete. Dynamite seller.
Howdy.
I need your strongest dynamite.
Too dangerous. Gonna kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way.
My dynamite would kill a deathclaw, let alone a man. How hard it can it be? Just light him and throw.
Too dangerous. Sorry. Blow yourself up. Blow your neighbor up. Blow the whole town up.
Damn you bastards. You blew it all up. Damn you all to hell.
Whatever. You're of no use to me, Easy Pete. Farewell. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? But you know, while we're doing this, while these quest markers look ominous, makes me wonder. I got shot in the head and buried up there. Maybe there's some goodies left behind. Maybe some important clues, things to look out for later. Or very valuable collective memorabilia. That could also be up here. Let's see. Graves, fenced grave, shallow grave. Now, I'm going to let you be the beneficiary of knowledge that I did not get for 5 playthroughs at least. There are cigarette butts over here, and I could not see them against the ground for a very long time. They're helpful for tracking down your killer later. And the main reason why you come up here. The side reason why you come up here is this commemorative Goodsprings snow globe. You found a limited edition Mojave Landmark snow globe. These rare pre-war artifacts are widely considered to be useless baubles, but rumor has it some collectors will pay dearly for them. And they will, friends. They will. But that's more money for later. Let's go ahead and head back down. We'll run in third person. Oh no, the shade of blue really is Sonic! Speaking of which, I still need to go back and see the live action movie. Here it was. Very fond of Olive Garden. Look, I don't fault you for trying to break into a new hobby. Sometimes, when you're, you know, couple of 100 years on in life, you think, I'm going to pick up snow globes. I'm going to be the snow globes guy. The music's skipping! Please. Please. Doshte? Okay. Alright. We'll Control-Alt-Delete. You win Fallout New Vegas. Put another one up on the scoreboard. That is 3. We are off to a good start. Ooh. I will say, though, let's not talk about spoilers here just yet. All in good time. But for now, I know a lot of folks in the chat have not seen the game played through yet, and I want to keep some surprises for later. Just talk about things when they're relevant, please.
Hello.
Easy Pete.
Howdy.
I just want to be refused again. Farewell. Welcome to my Fallout New Vegas speedrun, where we're gonna do a funeral skip. We're gonna clip through the graveyard and get all the items we already got again. It's a really frame-perfect strat. Good Springs Cemetery. Take the snow globe. Take way more cigarette butts than we need. And we're out of here. We are quick saving. We are in business. We gotta go fast. I will say, though, this game has way different vibes when you've cranked the radio. Oh, boy. New Vegas just does not want to play nice. Hold on, please. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and run over to the PC. You know, I would say that all of these crashes are detracting from the stream content, but in a way, aren't the crashes part of the Fallout New Vegas experience? Don't they bring us all together as a community? Yeah, I have all of them installed. I have New Vegas Anti-Crash, New Vegas 4GB memory expander, the unofficial patches. And I just don't know what's up with the game's stability. It wasn't crashing like this in previous attempts to like practice the game for the stream. And I wonder if something in OBS isn't playing nice with the game as a whole. I'll look into the issue while we're offline, but hopefully we'll be able to get through. Okay, we're back in Good Springs. We're running. Cool. I don't know if it's just me. Are you guys still hearing the main menu music? It's very strange.
You must be the one
Oh,
Doc
hey,
Mitchell
chat.
was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got
Oh,
plenty of supplies.
weird.
Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the cash
In a
if you
very
ask me.
GDQ voice,
If you're hurting for
this
cash,
is the
I've
first
still
time
got
that's ever
boxes of
happened
surplus
before.
ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
The thrilling music, as Chet describes, the generic menu section. I need supplies to fight the powder gangers.
Now just hold on. I never voted to take on the powder gangers. That's 1,000 cap investment you're talking about.
Let them take over the town then. I'm sure your business will be much better off.
You made your point. I can provide people with some leather armor and extra ammo. Sure hope it's worth it.
You're a peach, friend.
I'll be guarding the store while all this is going on. I have to put my business first. You understand.
Sounds good. Show me what you have for sale.
Can do.
I already have better armor than your silly leather armor, so I will sell it back to you for money. Let's see. I don't need the grenade rifle. We're going to go ahead and give up the binoculars, submachine gun, and the varmint rifle, all of my throwing spears. Let's see. Don't need the lightweight metal. And we're going to go ahead and barter some items back from you for me. You can get a really early plasma pistol here. Really good option if you're an energy weapons build. I unfortunately am not. I will, however, take your magnum rounds because I feel like eventually I'm going to need them. Okay. Whoop. There we go. Anything else I want? I think I'm fine with that. So I'll just take all of your money, except for 13 caps, because I'm feeling generous. Actually, you can have my Vault 21 jumpsuit. Thanks, Doc Mitchell, for your wife's hand-me-downs. I've sold them for 4 caps.
Take it easy now.
See you later, Chet. And we're off to freeload off of the man himself for the last time in the run. Doc Mitchell himself. I swear to God and all of his angels. Why? Why don't you like Doc Mitchell's house? Hold on, everybody. I need to get my cursor back. When life gives you lemons, let's just make some lemonade. Okay. Task manager. Fallen component of the New Vegas script extender. Thank you all for your patience. It's a little bit frustrating, but I will figure this out in the intervening week, so hopefully when we come back next week, we will have no more unintended hookups. Hang-ups, rather. Close the program. I'm going to give it one more try, and if it crashes one more time, I think we might call it here since we're at 7-11. But ideally, I'd like to get through the end of this quest line, though. It's not very long. Okay. We're back in. We're continuing our saved game. We're leaving the general store. We're walking down the street. We are praying to every god we know, and we are entering Doc Mitchell's house. Moment of truth. And we are in, people. Oh, Doc Mitchell, it is so good to see your very generous face. Town is going to be attacked by bandits. Anything you can do to help?
Seems like wherever I go, it's always the same. Folks just never leave each other alone. Oh, I'm not much good in a fight with my bum leg. and my supplies are scarce, but I'll give you what I can spare.
Oh, you're a peach. They'll be using explosives. Do you have something for more, wink, serious injuries?
I ain't got much, but it'll do you more good out there than it will in here. Take what I got.
I think I will. All right. Oh, do you know anything about the man that shot me? Just while we're sort of on the subject.
You might ask around town, though. Could be someone saw which way they was headed. Your best bet would probably be Trudy, the bartender at the saloon up the road. If anyone saw anything, she'd know about it.
All right. Thank you so much, my friend. And that is a series wrap for Doc Mitchell. Doc Mitchell, everybody. Let's give him a hand. All right. And I will just quick save really quick in case the game really decides it hates doors again. And we're out. Oh, not even a loading screen. You're good. And that's about all I think we need. The only person we haven't really scammed for their eye teeth is Easy Pete, because that man is unshakable. They don't call him Difficult Pete for nothing. Ooh, I noticed that chat isn't scrolling, so if you've been talking to me, I have not seen it for a little bit. Let me fix that really quick. Oh no! I can't believe that I missed hearing about Ringo with Cloud Strife hair. Okay. Mr. FF7.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us?
Sonny's with us.
Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. Unless you think there's something else you can do.
Let's do this, Ringo Strife. You and me.
I hope.
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play.
How many are there?
At least 6. Joe Cobb included. They look pretty mean.
Let's
I'll
go.
Near the store. Let's hope that the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
Yeah. Pew. Whoop. Yeah. Joe Cobb, you're mine. Give me your Magnum revolver. Your stealth boy. Now hold on. Thanks for waiting while I man it. I know, Easy Pete's dynamite. That would have changed the whole game. This here's a 357 Magnum revolver, so you have to ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Do ya? Why? This is number 6, everybody. Big Iron so strong it broke the game again. I was not lucky. I didn't feel lucky at all. God, I have to wonder if it's either OBS related or maybe it has to do with some of the collision fixing mods that I had installed. Like, honestly, if the game doesn't crash, I'm fine if you knock into a dinner fork and the entire table sort of flies into 1,000 pieces. those are sometimes the price that you pay for stability. Okay. Let's do this once more with feeling. Our good old friend, the main menu music, is joining us for this encounter. Whoop. You, sir! I require your hat!
Hup.
Had enough.
Item. Desperado cowboy hat. We're in business. What have I done?
Had enough.
Oh, that was it. Damn, you guys are good. I only killed 2 guys.
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things.
Didn't I hear you say something earlier about not being able to pay me now?
I did have what was left of the Crimson Caravan money, but I wasn't sure if it was my right to just give it away. I owe you more than that, though, so look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp up in New Vegas if you ever visit.
Will do. Stay frosty out there, Ringo. Don't write Octopus's Garden. Goodbye. All right. We made it to the end of the quest with no more crashes. Knock on wood. Now, I gotta find myself a Mr. Joe Cobb and take that Magnum revolver back. There you are. Give me the goods. Okay. We're in business. And so, I think before I tempt fate any further with another crash, that might be it for today's stream. Today, we got a cowboy hat. We saved Goodsprings. We got blue hair. We had the game crash about 7 times. And I think we learned a little something about the meaning of friendship. Next week, same time, Wednesday, same place, 5 o'clock. Was that intentional? Who knows? See that roller coaster in the distance? Well, we're gonna pay it a little visit. But for now, really, I wanted to thank you all for joining me. This is the first time that I've really streamed much of anything, really. And crashes aside, it was really a blast. And I appreciate y'all keeping me company through a kind of a sleepy start of this game. But once it picks up, it'll pick up good. There are some interesting things in the pipe that I'm very happy to share. All right, so again, that was me, Connor, aka Courier8. You can find me here on Twitch on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find me over at Twitter, over at xcourier8. And until next time, thank y'all for watching. And thanks for joining me. Good night, everybody. Take care.